Have you ever met anyone who hates money? Or maybe it's you, maybe you're someone who actually hates money. And you might be watching and you might be thinking, no, why would I hate money? I need money to live and do everything that I want to do. So, no, of course, I don't hate money. But sometimes we say things or we think things and we think it means one thing, but it really means something else. So, if you or if your friends are always saying things like, all landlords are evil or rich people are greedy, if you kind of say these things, like if you say like money is evil, there's an implication behind that. And you're not just saying that rich people are greedy and evil. What you're also saying is that poor people are the opposite of evil. So poor people are good. And then you're also saying that if money is evil, if having money is evil, then not having money, struggling, is maybe this like noble thing, this like thing that you should be looking up to, this thing that you should maybe try to emulate, and that's maybe how you should live your life. Whenever you say something, there's like an implied meaning that you're also saying without explicitly saying it. So I used to know someone who they never necessarily said out loud like that they hate money, but they would say things like rich people are evil, and I think they really idealize being poor and struggling. And most people don't think of it in that sense. They don't think that they idealize struggling. They don't think that struggling or being poor is noble. They don't necessarily think that. But they will think things like money is evil. And they'll think things like, hoarding money is evil, it's so greedy. Like, why would you want to do that? But what is that saying? That's saying that you should live your life in a way where you are struggling. You're always struggling. You're always living paycheck to paycheck. And that is the right way to live your life. That is the good way to live your life. And a lot of this is complicated because how you think about your money is quite a complicated thing. Like, you might think you love money, you might think you appreciate it and that you need it in order to live your life. But there's probably so much underlying feelings and resentment that you could have towards money that you might not be aware of. And when you associate money with struggle, or when you associate struggle with being righteous, let's say, and this can happen a lot too if you grew up religious. I feel like sometimes the church will teach things like it's better to struggle, it's better to not be greedy. But really what you're doing is you're almost like taking this vow of poverty and you're almost committing yourself to a life of living paycheck to paycheck, because to you not only is that like normal, but it's the right thing to do, it's the good thing to do. Because if you weren't struggling, if you weren't living paycheck to paycheck, then you would be evil, you would be greedy, you would be like those bad rich greedy people. And so for you, struggling and living paycheck to paycheck, that is good, that is pious, that is noble, that is what you should emulate, that is what you should work towards. But that is very much contradictory to how most people want to live their lives. If you have certain goals, if you have certain dreams. And that's the other thing. The person that I knew, they were also big on like helping others. Like they would say they want to help others, so they cannot afford to, they can't give money because they don't have any, and they can't give their time because they are at work, because they are living paycheck to paycheck. And that's the part about it, is when you have a goal of helping others but your cup is empty, you cannot give from an empty cup. So there's this idea of filling your own cup first so that you can give from a full cup. And it's so true, like when you're on an airplane and they tell you to put your mask on first before you help others, because if you yourself are not in a place to be able to give, then you're really not going to be that helpful to anybody else, anybody around you. And if you feel like you've gone through life and you've struggled a lot financially, it might be time to examine your real relationship with money and think about the deep-rooted issues that you might have and the views that you might have towards money that you might not be aware of. And if you do find that you have been raised and brought up with all these negativity surrounding money, then that could be why you find that you struggle. Because even when money comes in, even when you get like a windfall of money, let's say, you might feel like it's kind of burning a hole in your pocket. You might have this need to like spend it. The first thought that you have would be like, oh, how can I spend this? Like, how can I get rid of it? Because deep down it makes you uncomfortable and you don't know that. You just think that you like to spend, or you just think that you're irresponsible with money. But that could be symptoms of you just having a negative relationship and a negative view of money. If you want to find success and if you want to work towards abundance, if you want to live an abundant life, it's important to address your viewpoints about money and realize that money is actually very neutral. It's not good or bad. It's just a tool like anything else, and it's really just the way that you use it. And when you fix your relationship with money, you're gonna be surprised by how fast you start to notice that abundance is building in your life, how fast things start to come in, because you are opening up yourself to be able to receive abundance. When you have negative viewpoints about money, when you like deep down hate it, when you think it's evil and all of these things, you're pushing it away. And so even when opportunities come up for you to have more of it, to be more abundant, to live a better life, you immediately will shut it down, and you'll find reasons and excuses as to why you shouldn't have it, or as to why it's not a good fit for you, and you'll kind of turn it down. This can show up in different ways. Like maybe you see a job that you would love to have, but you won't even apply because you're like, oh, I'm not qualified. Or maybe you'll think, oh, I need to be working in social work, or I need to be doing something that serves people, and money isn't like the most important thing in life. So even though I'm getting paid way less than I deserve, it's okay. Or maybe you have just a normal job, but you're okay with what they're basically paying you, and you never ask for a raise because deep down you don't think you deserve it. You don't think you deserve to thrive. You don't think you deserve to have a life full of abundance and the things that you want. And you just think, oh, well, okay, this is fine. This is enough. I don't need any more. I don't want to be greedy. So these are all different kinds of ways that you can maybe justify it to yourself. But understanding and realizing that you do deserve to live a life of abundance, that you do deserve to have the things that you want, and you do deserve to be able to help the people in your life and be generous and be giving and give them the things that you want to give them as well. So it's not just about you at the end of the day. And when you think about it in this light, it's gonna help you break out of this mindset that money is evil, and it's gonna help you be more open to receiving, so that when opportunities do come up, you actually see and recognize them. You can actually take action and be open to receiving rather than being closed off to all the opportunities in your life. Okay, that's it for today's little video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!